Jordan Conrad's sense of purpose. Jordan was someone we all knew of, but I don't think any of us really knew on a personal level. He was always changing himself to become the person that he wanted to be, and doing things that other people would not do to achieve things that other people could not have. A few of us have some very good memories of Jordan, and we have gathered here to share them in honor of him. Many of you here today already know who I am. I am Jordan Conrad. It is very strange looking down at my dead corpse, laying there in that black box, all pale, stiff, and sickly looking. The body looks at rest, but I know my soul is free. Jordan was very creative in the way he would build crazy contraptions. He was a risk taker, but he always made sure that his family came first. Jordan was a very creative individual in the way that he was always building crazy contraptions like his electric motorized skateboard, which had 5 horsepower of power. Doing crazy things like that is what he lived for. His friend Cody Foose was a friend since early high school, and he had recalled riding the e-board. Cody described the machine as being frighteningly overpowered and said that Jordan should try to change the gears to make it go 50 miles per hour so that it would have much less torque, and do every electrical thing possible to give it more battery life and less power. Jordan obviously did not like that idea. Cody also made a point to mention how it was ridiculous that it ran on 40 18650 lithium-ion cells, which have a crazy amperage output of 80 amps, and he found that hard to fathom. Cody said the brakes were also frighteningly sensitive, as the board would immediately stop dead in its tracks, and the rider would continue forward off of the board at high speed and lose control. Many parts of the e-board Jordan designed, engineered, and created himself using CAD, computer-aided design. He would design the parts on the computer, and then he would print them out at home using his 3D printer. Some of the parts he got from other people off of the website called Thingiverse. Jordan usually stayed up late working on his projects, drinking lots of coffee. Cody Foose recalled riding the e-board, said it was crazy overpowered, and Jordan created many of the parts himself. As creative as Jordan was, he was also an adrenaline seeker and a risk taker with his life. Jordan made it his personal mission to seek adrenaline, and some of his favorite activities to do so were paramotoring and motorcycling. Paramotoring was one of Jordan's favorite recreational activities. What a paramotor is it is a motor that is strapped to your back with a propeller on it, and the pilot is followed by a large kite-like wing. The user runs, and the kite-like wing will come up, and then they hit the gas, and they will slowly lift off the ground into the air. The pilot both takes off and lands from their feet. Jordan liked to take off with his paramotor from his own private property. He liked paramotoring because he said it was a way to see the world in a new light. And he also said that there was nothing better than drinking your morning coffee in the sky with the birds. Another activity that Jordan really liked to partake in and found adrenaline in was riding his motorbikes. His friend Mitchell Knackers was a friend since early high school, and he said that Jordan actually got him into dirt biking, and Jordan helped him pick out his first dirt bike. They would go on-road and off-road motorbike trips together. Their favorite trail to ride was a short dirt bike trail right near Jordan's house. Mitchell said that Jordan would often break things and need to spend several days fixing them. They also found adrenaline in racing their sports bikes up and down the street and performing power wheelies. Jordan was a fun-loving person who took care of his family in life as well as in death. He made sure that his family was always taken care of, and that they were the most important thing in his life. He frequently took his family on vacation. Recently he took his family on a 4-month-long RV trip cross country where they ended up spending 4 weeks in Alaska. He also recently took them on a vacation to the Florida Keys, where they did quite a bit of scuba diving. Jordan took care of his family in death as well as he did in life by purchasing a large life insurance plan and leaving plenty of investment properties to his lovely wife so that she could have a reasonable passive income to provide financial stability for the rest of her days. Alex Monkey was a good friend of Jordan since early college, and they invested a lot together. Alex recommended to Jordan that he should not put all of his money in such risky investments, but ultimately Jordan prevailed by convincing Alex to put some of his money in these investments as well. At the time, they were extremely volatile and would go up and down at crazy intervals. For a short while, they had both lost significant amounts of money, and they had discussed exiting the market altogether. In the long run, they both decided to stick it out, and they were very, very happy with their decision. Jordan loved his family more than anything on earth, and he would be happy to see them flourish despite their great loss. In conclusion, Jordan was a unique individual, and he will be missed. He was very creative and was always building crazy contraptions. He had a personal mission to seek adrenaline, and he loved his family more than anything in the world. Jordan was always surprising us by doing things that other people would not do and changing himself to become who he wanted to be, thus allowing him to achieve things that other people simply could not.